Hey there, welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. My name is Daniela, known as Caffeinated Gert around the interwebs. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Caffeinated Gert. And there is a Ravelry group, so you should go check that out. We have a blog. I have a blog. There's not two of us anymore. I have a blog. It is www.caffeinatedcraftingpodcast.blogspot.com. Generally, that's just where I upload the video if you want to catch it that way. I've recently learned how to embed the video into the Ravelry group, so yay for that. And here come the kitties. And so you can watch it right on Ravelry as well if you choose to. Because yay, I learned something new. Well, it's been a couple of months now, but I'm still kind of excited about it. It doesn't take much. Alright, so I have some finished cool stuff, and I have some prizes to give away, and so I guess let's get this party started, shall we? I need to write one more thing down. I forgot. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we ended up with 46 little baby hats that I donated for the Little Mended Hearts, and those were given away at the hospital, or they will be given away, it's still February, throughout February for all the newborn babies, and I donated them to the local Mended Hearts group. And they had so many hats, along with ours, and of course lots of other people knit them too, that they were able to share. So they're going to multiple hospitals, which is exciting, instead of just, my hospital's like the big regional hospital. So really, we have quite a few babies because pretty much all of the smaller surrounding area hospitals, none of them deliver babies anymore. So unless you're having an emergency and you're in the ER and you just happen to have the baby very quickly, you're going to have it at my hospital. But they were able to share with some other hospitals in Middle Tennessee. The hair's still wet and funky. I was trying to hurry. Anyway, so they were really excited about getting all the hats, and I really, really appreciate you guys knitting them. So I have prizes to award. I went ahead and did the drawing off camera because I get so flustered and when I try to do it all at the same time. And I think, yeah, so we're going to give this last person a pattern, and that means everyone that sent in at least 5 hats gets a prize. I just decided to do that because I'm looking at it here. You had to knit 5 hats to be entered for a prize, and I had 1 extra prize that I decided to use. And then if I give the lovely last person that I got hats from a pattern, then everybody wins a prize. So alright, first up we have this lovely sheepy bag from Whimsy Stitches. It's one of his drawstring bags. It's Whimsy Stitches design on Etsy. He donated this bag, so thank you bunches, Rick. And this one is going to Suzanne, my local Suzanne, you know who you are. Then this is a prize I added in. This bag Rick donated last year, and it was a prize for the green along, but it never got claimed. And since this is February and we're almost in March and it's shamrocks, I decided to go ahead and add this as a prize. And it is going to Angie in the East. So Angie, send me your, PM me your address and such, and I will mail this super awesome cute bag to you. Third up, we have same style bag, and really I have a couple bags this size. It's the same as this one. Oh, this one might be, no, yeah, same size. And I use this bag a lot. It's way bigger than it looks. Like when you open it up, it totally is easy to fit 2 balls because the bottom's pretty wide. And look, It's coffee on the inside. Super cute fabric. This one is going to Sherry, who is Hot Needles. So Hot Needles on Ravelry. Send me a message and your address, and I will get this super cute coffee bag mailed out to you. Next we have Super Genius from Fishnets Yarn. This is going to Just Star. So Just Star, send me a PM on Ravelry and I will get this super awesome sparkly self-striping yarn out to you. Isn't it cool? Super genius. And then another Sherry. This is my local Sherry, and I can't remember what her name is on Ravelry, but local Sherry, you know who you are. This Unwind Yarn Company awesomeness in Unchained Melody is going to you. I know you'll love it. I hope you'll love it. Surely you will. I think you will. It is super wash. It's gonna make an awesome shawl or something. So I will see you locally. And then last but not least, Avril sent 6 hats in all the way from Ireland, which is super awesome. Avril, you pick a pattern on Ravelry up to $7 and tell me what it is and I will gift it to you. And that way everyone that was eligible to win a prize gets one. Yay! Alright, so there's that administrative stuff out of the way. Let me scooch this so then we can talk about finished objects next. Yes, finished objects. Well, I finished a couple of things. One knitted things. I finished my socks that use the Stranded Dye Work sock blank. This is the Pinata colorway. Last time I recorded, this sock was finished, and this is where I was on the second sock. So I knit all of that and finished up this pair of shorty socks for me. I am in love with this color. I can't wait to wear these. Now I can because I recorded a podcast. Yay! The yarn was Stranded Dye Works Plateau, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and the Pinata colorway. Here's all the deets. And I still have quite a bit left, so I'm gonna do another pair of shorty socks, I think. Or maybe I'll stripe it with something. I don't know, it'll get used at some point. I'm quite happy that there's, I mean, really, I have a lot left. Of course, they were just short socks, and it's 464 yards, so it's a lot of stuff. So those are leftover yarn and finished socks. Then, so someone on Pinterest has been pinning these these bowls for a while. I kept seeing them, and I don't know who it is. But I've been very intrigued by these bowls. So I decided to do a little Pinterest research myself, and I made one. So this is a bowl. Now I left a hole so I can use it as a yarn bowl. I can kind of squish this in, and then my yarn can come out here, or I can leave it out and have the yarn come this way. Although then it kind of has to go around. This is a prototype, I guess, or the first one at least. So it wasn't perfect or anything, but what you do is you get ordinary old clothesline, super cheap clothesline, and it didn't even use a whole one. I still have, whoopsies, I still have quite a bit left, so I still have this left. And this has 100 feet in it, and I have enough to make, I don't know how much this will make. I have no way to eyeball that yet. But it will either start or another bowl, or I could make a trivet or a smaller bowl or whatnot. So first of all, clothesline, and then excuse me, you use strips of fabric. So I was at Hobby Lobby looking for fabric, and I happened to see that they had a jelly roll. I didn't know Hobby Lobby carried jelly rolls. Now, and I had some at home, but I didn't want to practice with the ones I have at home, because the ones I have at home are more, they're nicer fabric. They were more expensive than the ones at Hobby Lobby. And so I thought, well, for practice, I'm just going to grab one of these. So when you get the strip out of the jelly roll, it's like a 2-inch strip, and I cut them in half. Now, I didn't do it perfectly. I just kind of held it and cut it, you know, eyeballed that in half, which gives you a strip about like this. And then what you do is you wrap it around the clothesline. I'm trying to get it started here because it's kind of hard to get started. Okay, so you wrap it around the clothesline, and then as you're wrapping it, you start sewing. And so, you know, I like wrapped a little, sewed a little, wrapped a little, sewed a little. And what you use, I did it on the machine, and what you use is you use a zigzag stitch that's fairly wide, so it'll catch both pieces of clothesline. And if you get close enough, you might, I guess you should be able to see the zigzag stitch. And it catches them both. Now, the trickiest part for me was getting it, when I was going around flat, super good. The hardest part for me, and it's not hard, it was just a little fiddly, was getting the bowl to start going up, like shaping the bowl. And I think that's just a matter of, and once I got it going, so it was going up, then it was easy to keep going that way. So that was a little tricky, but not hard at all. I sewed this in a couple of hours one evening this week, so it didn't take very much time at all. It's quite big. I can put all of my hand spun that I'm using for my Ravelinix project in here. So that's a lot of hand spun right there, and that's what I've been using it for. So I'm thinking super cool, quick gift idea, right? Clothesline, and really it doesn't have to be like fresh fabric, like a jelly roll or anything, because, you know, all those little pieces of fabric we have left over, all those scraps will be perfection on that. Now, the one thing I do plan to do, I did like the 1-inch strips, but it was a little fiddly to start the next one. So what I think I might do is sew my strips together before I start, especially if I want a bowl that doesn't have any of the rope showing. So for this one, you can see some just plain rope showing, and I kind of like how that looked. But I've been thinking about some gifts and such, and I don't want the rope showing. And so I thought, well, if I sew them together, the strips together before I start, and then roll them up like you do a jelly roll, so that way I can easily roll them around the rope as I go, that might be the way to do it. I don't know. I will report back when I do it and let you know how that worked. It might be too fiddly because it might be too long, but I think if it's rolled up and tidy, that should work. I have enough left from my jelly roll to make another bowl, so FYI, if you do get a jelly roll, then there's enough for 2 in there. 2 fairly big bowls. So that's good to know. So those are the only 2 things that I finished. I did work on, or start some, I don't think I've shown you these yet. This is in my Stitch Marks the Spot bag from Falula. Can you read that? Stitch Marks the Spot. And what I have in here, yeah, I haven't started those yet because I showed you guys the yarn I got last time. I remember that. So this is the Trekking XXL that I got from the Loopy U. And it is knitting up into quite a lovely little sock. Very pretty and blue. I I like it. Isn't it pretty? So those are for me. I am knitting a Rose City Roller, but I'm putting a Fish Lips Kiss Heel. That is my favorite way to do shorty socks. Quite comfortable. So those have been getting a little bit of attention. The only other thing that I worked on, I think, no, that's not the only other thing I worked on. I have one more thing, but this did get some love. So my pearl break that I'm knitting out of Full Moon by Moon Holler and Hibiscus. Is it just Hibiscus? Yes, Hibiscus from Orange Jellyfish Dream. I am finally at the second color. I gave it a little love last weekend, and this is what we're looking like. Right here where the marker is where I was last time, so I'm going to move that up. I really like how this is looking. Don't you? I like it a lot. It's riding around in one of the bags I made. It's got a little weaving at the bottom. Alright, and then I also started some blue socks for the husbeast. He wanted some, well, he didn't like them right out and ask. He hinted, the other night it was really cold, he hinted he would maybe like some thicker socks. So I started some socks out of, it's Cascade Superwash 220. And the colorway is 846. Cascade Superwash 220. I cast on 50 stitches. I'm doing a 3x2 rib. I've just started doing the little plain knitting in the back to get ready for my heel. It's going really fast. Just a matter of when I knit on it. And it is riding around in my Fat Squirrel bag from 214 when I attended SSK. It's a nice big pretty bag. Those are the only other things that I knit on. Now I did start my Revelenix project on Friday. It's on the loom, so I'm going to show it to you on the loom. So I'm going to move the camera around a bit. So if you get seasick, motion sick, I'm sorry. Watch out. Here it comes. Are you ready? Is that not the most awesome thing? This is a 15-inch Cricut loom by Schacht Spindle Company. And I got the stand for it. Now this is the first time I've actually used it with the stand, and I really, really like it. It's perfect like lap height now. You can tilt it a little bit on the stand to get it to the how far tilted you want it, so that's perfect. And I might, if I get on it, I might finish that today. Then I need to, so that piece will be enough for the front and back. I want to weave maybe a 5-inch, maybe a 5 or 6-inch piece that I can use down the side for a little extra width. Actually, it was going to kind of depend on when I get this off the loom, how wide it is. But I'm thinking for, you know, like when normally you would pick up stitches under the armhole, for that piece, I'm going to weave a narrow piece to put in. And then the rest of it's knit. So, which is the sleeves, obviously. This might be like a super fast cardigan. Maybe, if it works. That's the problem though. It's all a matter of, I have been planning this in my head for months and months and months. But will the execution of it work? If it does, I'm totally making more of these. But we'll have to see how it goes. Alright, so the only other thing I have is a little bit of stash enhancement. Now, it's not yarn. I got my hands on some pom-poms. So these are from Trendy Owl Designs on Etsy. And I've been eyeing, so everybody's been getting these, you know, cute pom-poms for their hats. And I was like, yeah, maybe I want some. And I saw her post on Etsy. I have to keep these in a box and keep the box taped because the kitties think they're like the best looking toys ever, and I don't want the kitties to play with them. So for some future hats, she had a variety pack, so I got like 5 different colors of pom-poms. So then they should go with whatever hats I end up making. I love shaking them around and watching them go fluff fluff. Let's see here. There's one more. I like this one the best, I think. I don't know. But aren't they pretty? Pretty little pom-poms here from Trendy Outlet Designs on Etsy. So that was my only purchase. And I'm gonna put this back in the box and tape the box back up because the kitties are fascinated. Pistachio's sitting over there and watching me like, what have you got? And I'm like, no, you can't have that. That is not for pistachios. Okay. Put that over here. What we got in there? Oh, it's weaving stuff. Alright, I think that really is everything. If you want a prize, congratulations. Please send me your information so I can mail it to you. Except those couple of local peoples, because I'll see you. I'm not mailing you stuff because it's expensive. I mean, not expensive, but if I can just see you, why would I do that? See you guys later. Have a great couple of weeks. Bye.